Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will go through discrete probability distributions. So probability distribution is just a list of values that a random variable can take and their associated probabilities. So when we're looking at distributions, probability distributions, it's something like this. The values that x, the random variable, can take and the probability associated with taking each of those values. That's what a probability distribution is. Now, we went through what discrete random variables are in a previous video. So discrete is something like this, where the random variable can only take certain values. So what makes a discrete distribution a valid probability distribution is if each probability is between and including 0 and 1, but also the probabilities have to add to 1. Both of these things here need to be true for it to be a valid probability distribution. So this one here is a valid probability distribution. So that's because each of the probabilities is between and including 0 and 1, and if you add them all up, they add to 1. We normally don't write zeros in this distribution, like there's no point writing 13 here because x can't actually take that value, but I just wanted to put it here to explain that probabilities can be 0 and they can be 1. So this is a valid probability distribution. On the other hand, this is not a valid probability distribution. So here, x is discrete because it can only take certain values. Now, all of these probabilities do add to 1, but this one here, this probability is not between 0 and 1. You can't have a probability of negative anything, let alone negative 2 over 8. So this is not a valid probability distribution because this second condition here, that probabilities have to be between 0 and 1, is not satisfied. So let's look at this question here. What's the value of k? So the distribution is a valid discrete probability distribution. Well, it's already discrete because x can only take certain number of values. If we want it to be a valid probability distribution, then all of these probabilities need to add to 1, and each of them needs to be between 0 and 1. So if each of these probabilities adds to 1, that means that the first probability plus the probability of 2 plus the probability of 3, all of these probabilities here must add to 1. So we can just easily get an equation out of this. So we get 4k plus 0.68 is equal to 1. Subtract 0.68 from both sides and divide each side by 4. I know you know how to do that. So I get k is equal to 0.08. So the probability x is 1 is 0.08. Probability x equals 2 would be 0.16. This again would be 0.08. Now we see all of the probabilities are between and including 0 and 1. And if k is 0.08, then they all add up to 1. So this would be a valid discrete probability distribution. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.